Hello, welcome to Monday Mentorship. My name is Corey Fisk, and I'm the founder of Construction Management Online, where we develop educational curriculum with human design, behavior comprehension, and soft skill development seeded into technical construction concepts. So we're just providing something new to an old industry in order to help you become the best construction manager possible. So today we're going to start off with some questions and we'll go ahead and roll right into our skill builder, which is going to first ask kind of a tough question. And that is, how do you come up from the ranks within the same company, transition into a construction management position, and be the leader the company needs you to be, knowing everyone wants a piece of you? Now, this is a hard one, right? Because when we work our way up into a company where everyone knows us, they also know our entire history. So they know how we've reacted to certain situations. There may be a reputation that has carried itself with us. And so this can be difficult to overcome when you're working through the ranks. But I think what we all need to recognize and appreciate is that we don't always know everything that we need to know, and you don't know it until you don't know it. So that's why we have to learn our way through it. And being able to work your way up through a company is one of the best ways to be able to build this foundation necessary for you to understand each and every role that you're going to be managing at some point in time when you do become a construction manager. So having an appreciation for each promotion that you get, with still holding on to the realization of how hard that last job was and how it is now for the person who has taken your place. I think that right now, with the conversation going on about should I have a college degree or should I just go straight into the industry, you have to know the plan. You can't walk onto a job site and expect to get the same level or same type of education that you would from an apprenticeship or an internship or somewhere that someone is intentionally guiding you through this construction process. Don't get me wrong, you're going to learn a lot and you're probably going to learn it really fast, but it's going to be inconsistent. The way one foreman wants something done is going to be completely different than the way another foreman wants it done. So recognizing that if you're in a company and you can see yourself in a leadership position in this particular company, then start looking at what you would like that to look like. Who do you want to become and how do you align yourself that way? So if you see yourself as being a respected professional project manager or construction manager, then that's the way that you need to start carrying yourself today. It doesn't matter that you're a carpenter or it doesn't matter that you're a laborer. If your vision is for you to become that professional in the future, you can maintain and start inserting some of those same work ethics in the position that you're working at today. And then you can develop a history for yourself that everyone can respect and be able to lead your crew and your community the way that your company expects you to. So I hope that that was able to answer that question. We always need to be working towards being our better self and presenting ourselves in a way that we're proud of and that we can be respectful of, making sure that we stand by our morals and our values that each of us have, but really making sure that we can appreciate and respect those that we're leading through this process. So hope that answers that question. We'll go ahead and move on to the next question. And that is, how is what's taught in school translate to how things go in the field? So obviously, it's going to be very different, right? I've been a college professor for over 18 years, and I would say that the college experience does not prepare you for what's going out into the construction site. Now, there's a reason for this because when you are teaching a college platform, it is a very structured, outlined criteria that needs to be taught, and it's done in a way that is teaching you about something instead of teaching you how to do something. And so when we learn like that, which is the traditional way of how we've been taught to learn since we were in kindergarten, is that it teaches us not to ask a lot of questions, just to kind of do as you're told. And this is much different when we get out into the field, because if we're only doing what we're told and we don't know the end result of what it is that we're working towards, then our interpretation of what needs to be done is going to be different. The purpose of going to school and going through that education practice is going to be learning the foundation basics of the industry that you're desiring to go into. So for construction management, you're going to be learning about schedules and how to develop those schedules and what makes up a schedule, estimates and what makes up an estimate and how those are developed. You're going to be learning about different types of material and how they interact with each other. You're going to be learning about systems, processes, management styles. And there's a number of things that are going to be very structured in the way that you're learning about it. Now, a lot of times we go to school knowing that we have to take things that we don't have any interest in or that we think are not applicable to construction or construction management or to the job that we're going to be doing. But we still have to take that class or that course anyway. And so that can be frustrating for us. And when we let that frustration set in, that causes a resistance that makes it even harder for us to be able to learn and absorb information. So what is really important for us to do is to stand back for a moment and recognize that sometimes there's things that we need to know that we don't realize that we need to learn. So I hated chemistry. It was my worst class ever. I had to have a tutor through the entire thing when I went to school at Texas A&M. But I would say that being in that chemistry class helped me develop my critical thinking and problem solving skills in a way that I would have not have been able to recognize otherwise. So sometimes we have to kind of experiment and try to see if this is something that we want to explore. And that's why at Construction Management Online, we are having a 5-day training that's going to give you an opportunity to have an hour of teaching each day that just kind of introduces you to construction management to see if it is a transition that you're wanting to make in your career. But when we are looking at education on a job site, really what we're looking at are the individuals who were exposed to, the outside influences on that particular site, the type of company that we're working for, and their willingness to invest in their employees and give opportunities for learning and knowledge. So not every situation that you go into is going to be as structured as a formal education platform, but it should give you the opportunity to pick and choose what you want to learn instead of having to learn the whole gamut in order to be able to get a degree. So opportunities in the construction site, in the field, and hands-on work are all going to bring educational opportunities for you. but the value and the worth of those moments of experience are going to be dependent upon the individuals that are helping you, supporting you through that. Being able to do that through trained individuals like an apprenticeship or an internship opportunity is going to give you more clarity in combining the benefits of traditional education and site hands-on work. So let's move to the next question, which we are going to see here as what are the 3 key things you look for in a contract or in general conditions where owners try to trip up contractors? Now, that's not a fair question. We're not trying to trip anyone up, right? This is a belief sometimes that specifications can be used as a secret weapon because contractors only look at drawings. But we're becoming much more sophisticated in the construction industry. And so we do know that contractors look at the specifications and the contract in addition to the drawings, because we all know that this is a living document and it is something that we are going to abide by throughout the entire construction project, and that we are going to make sure that we're integrating each aspect of those, I call them the Holy Trinity of construction documents that are going to guide us through the process. Now, in Construction Management Online, we have a complete curriculum on this in order to understand what is important in a construction contract. But to your question, the 3 most important things that we're going to look for is a relationship of the parties involved in the contract. We're going to look at the cost that is going to be attributed to the deliverable of the contract. And we're going to look at how long that's going to take. But if I stop there, it would be an incomplete contract, because we have to have terms and conditions. We have to have a scope of work. And we also have to have a really clear understanding of the meeting of the minds. We want to know that everyone who's participating in this contract is on the same page. And so that's going to be really important in the contract. A lot of times you will find that contract in the specifications as part of the general conditions, so that the contractor is able to look at that prior to bid, so that they can be very clear of the criteria of the contract to make sure that they can commit to everything that the contract has. But it is often thought that there are things that are slipped into the specifications in order to be able to get something past the contractor. But really all it ends up doing is causing friction in the project. It ends up not good faith. And so parties are typically not working together very well in that kind of scenario. So those are the 3 questions that we're covering today. I would also like to invite you to our, my tech is me. Starting today, June 17th through the 21st at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to be starting 5 days of an hour free each day of helping you just understand how amazing it is to become a construction manager. The opportunities that we have in the construction industry are boundless, and we are able to enter really any direction of this industry that we choose, whether you want to be involved in work that's underground with PG&E, or if you want to be building commercial buildings, or you want to be in a residential development, or you want to build your own personal house. The skills used in construction management, our systems, methods, and processes are what is going to be able to keep everything in a controllable cost and schedule that's going to allow us to be able to complete this project and give us the opportunity to be able to really effectively manage subcontractors and other parties who are going to be involved in the collaborative effort in completing a construction project. So I invite you to join me. Make sure that you register. We also do have our Skill Builder membership, which is task-specific skills that you may need on the project site. And so anytime you have a question of how to write an RFI or put a submittal together, you're going to be able to go join us in the Skill Builder membership. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here today. I really do appreciate it. Mentor Mondays will be here again next Monday. And if you have any questions, please make sure to direct message me on those, and we will put those up and answer those questions for you. So thanks for joining me today.